Blue jays are the funniest birds in my woods. How many times have they made me laugh? I genuinely find their antics humorous. Maybe I spend too much time with the birds. Other birds do funny things too, but nothing like with those blue jays. And I'm not just talking about that goofy but charming squeaky gate call that they do. It's more about how comfortable they are around me to allow me to see their silly side. I decided to do a compilation video of the funniest moments I've personally had when hanging out with these blue jays. Keyword there, personally. Some may not find it funny, which I can't understand, but to each their own. With that said, I hope you enjoy seeing the silly side of these foolish jays. The squeaky gate call. Okay, first I really do need to get the squeaky gate call out of the way because it is one thing most people will be familiar with, and it is adorably comical. The way they bob up and down while making that call. Super serious business going on here to them, but silly looking to us. Silly goofs. Sometimes they are so ticked off with another jay that is intruding on their space that their foot comes off the branch too. Like with Feisty Jay here. Leapfrog. Seriously, what was Blue doing here? After him and Feisty Jay got into a little spat, Blue jumped up and back into the grass. I cannot remember who told me they called this leapfrog, but that's a good description of it, and I find it amusing. Taking as much as they can. Blue jays are able to hold food like seeds, nuts, and acorns into their gular pouch or throat pouch to carry off elsewhere to hide away for later feeding. This is why they load up with as much food as they can take. An old favorite for me is this one of Sweet Girl back in 2012 trying to get that last acorn. She tried and tried until she had enough and said the heck with it. Then her mate Blue got it. Nothing's ever wasted with those guys. Sunning. Have you ever seen a bird sunning before? Have you ever had 3 blue jays decide to do some sunning right next to you? I have. Blue. Sweet Girl. And this silly guy with a bald head from molting. Just look at those faces. I don't know how I managed to record video of them without laughing. Sweet Girl looks comical, and especially that bald-headed guy. But Blue, every time I see this video, I find it looks like he is smiling. Birds lack the facial muscle to do so, but somehow Blue looks so happy to me that it makes me giggle. I can safely say that no other birds have done this with me right there in full view, especially not 3 together. Watching them posing all silly-like makes me think they are trying to stay still to blend in so they don't get caught, like in those funny cartoons. Everybody freeze! Funny memory, and I'm glad to have it on video. Food offering tease. Male blue jays give their mate food offerings during spring. It's their way of showing that they are capable of providing for a brood, as well as the female who does all of the incubating. Sometimes, though, they mean to only share some of what they have, and it can be pretty cute to watch. A fond, adorable, and kind of funny memory for me is when Hermoso went to give his mate at the time, Abby, a food offering. He didn't want her to have it all, so he held it tight, trying to get her to break it off. But it didn't work out that way. Abby kept trying to get the whole peanut, causing Hermoso to turn his head away so she didn't get it all. It was as if he was teasing her, like he was saying, "Psych!" Since Abby wasn't breaking it like Hermosa was trying to get her to do, he broke off a piece and gave it to her. Too cute. A mother's ability to ignore her spoiled brat. Just like their parents, baby jays are pretty smart and can be comical. They really play up the drama when wanting to be fed. Total actors. I love how the parents simply ignore their antics and leave, causing the baby jay to stop with a look in their eyes that says, "It didn't work." He almost can't believe it. And just look at this little player. Adorable beyond belief, but it's easy to see the inner workings here. I think it's a little drama king or queen. In that tough world of theirs, though, it all makes sense. The one that begs the loudest probably gets fed the best. I want that peanut, I don't care if I already have one. This is an older video I recorded back in fall 2016 with my Blue Jay buddies.
Blue, sweet girl, feisty Jay. Don't have a name for that guy. Feisty Jay's mate is up right there. I don't have a name. Or no, that's Cosmos up there. And Hermoso. And there's another one over there. Alright, guys.
At one part, I was trying to give Hermoso a peanut, but Blue took it. And then I tried again, and this time Sweet Girl came up, even though she had a peanut already. She really wanted the peanut I was holding out, but she didn't want to give up the one she already had. After trying to figure out what to do here, she decided that the best solution was to bump it with the peanut she already had. How that was supposed to enable her to have both at once, I'll never understand, but nonetheless I found it pretty funny. What do you think?
You're ticked.
Blue ticked off with a crow. In this video from summer 2016, Blue came by for a peanut and you can see him up here hiding it in the ground. There was a crow watching though, and when Blue left, the crow went down to try to find it, and that really ticked Blue off.
You mad at that crow? Huh? You're ticked. What? What? Blue? Where is it? He didn't get your peanut. No. It's still there. Hidden away. He couldn't find it.
I just find it funny how mad he was about this. I love these little guys. Lucky for Blue, the crow never found it though, and Blue settled down. Don't mess with a Blue Jay's stash. Stealing your mate's food. Blue Jays are notorious for stealing each other's cached food items. Back in early spring when the Jays were courting, I visited Hermoso and Fiona for a bit. I put some food down and let them go to town. Hermoso hid some cat food into the ground and buried it up like the thorough Blue Jay that he is. Once he stepped away though, Fiona went down, removed the debris, and stole it. All Hermoso could do was watch in disbelief. He went over to check and sure enough it was gone. The look on his face and the fact he didn't try stopping her I find comical. Sweet little guy. Hermoso gives so many food offerings that I can't understand why Fiona would even feel the need to steal his too. I guess she thinks it's all for her. Blue versus a Gray Jay. Probably the funniest thing I witnessed was Blue's total disgust and annoyance over a juvenile gray jay I used to know that I named Peanut, getting on my hand while he was there. Blue wouldn't leave, but backed off a little. He just didn't seem to know what to do about this filthy youngster. It's like he's saying, "How dare he?" I love that no matter what, Blue didn't leave. Bald-headed jays. Okay, this isn't exactly a behavior, I guess, but if you've seen a bald-headed jay before, then you know how comical they can look. Look at those cute bald heads. Every summer around late July on into August, blue jays lose their head and neck feathers simultaneously during the molt. It's not understood why they do this, but it's pretty comical to say the least, and I find they look cute. Like, look at Feisty Jay with his mohawk. Or this guy with a few feathers left hanging on. And Sweet Girl with the little patches around her eye.
Catch.
So cute.
Good girl.
Unimpressive offering. Back in August 2018, when the jays were molting, Hermoso got really emotional with other male jays being around. Not wanting Abby to leave him for another jay, he desperately wanted to give her an offering to prove that he was the right mate for her, but didn't have any food. Being the quick thinker he is, he plucked a piece of grass and brought it over to her. Abby's reaction is priceless, totally unimpressed. And I slowed it down so you can see her taking it. This is the normal speed. The lack of care. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Nesting season is over, buddy. Fall is approaching. Better get those food offerings coming. Hermoso is beyond sweet. Over excessive covering up of a hidden peanut. Blue jays hide a lot of food away for later feeding. They put so much thought into where to hide it, and so much care into how well it's covered over. Like sweet Hermoso here, he really seems to be thinking about where best to hide the peanut. And Blue here, he really piled on the leaves over the spot he hid that peanut. I think the cutest one I witnessed, though, was in spring of this year. As I made my way around to see the jays, I stopped for a bit with Feisty Jay, who was in the mood to hide peanuts away. One peanut he hid seemed to be of significant importance. He kept piling on debris and then grabbed a very large amount of mud, the largest amount of stuff I've ever witnessed a jay use to cover it over. He seemed pretty impressed with himself. I wonder if he was ever able to find it after, or anyone else for that matter. Wing flickering. You may think that wing flickering is something only baby birds do, but that's not the case. Being the highly emotional and expressive bird that blue jays are, they communicate not only through other calls and sounds, but body language too, such as a raised crest which signifies annoyance or aggressiveness. Another form of body language they use is wing flickering, which is usually associated with a whiny sounding call. This can be used by a female when she is about to receive a food offering, or when other jays are intruding on their space, such as here with Feisty Jay, who is upset with Hermoso being in his neck of the woods. And of course, my silly Sweet Girl, who seems to always use this to express when she is upset with other jays being in her vicinity. She gets so upset with the other jays that she will even continue to flicker her wings while on my hand collecting food.
Sweet girl.
Silly girl. Squirrel stealing Blue's peanut. Blue really don't like having his cached food stolen. The crow earlier in this video ticked him off royally, and in this case, a squirrel aggravated him. This was back in May. Blue had finished hiding his peanut away, and then shortly after, a squirrel came by and took it. Blue dive-bombed him in an attempt to stop the pesky squirrel, but it didn't work.
You got your peanut, Blue. Aww. Come up here. I'll give you another one. They're not very nice, are they? Huh? Look at them over there eating your peanut. Doesn't that make you mad? Look at them. Gone on with your peanut.
I could probably go on and on about the silly things I've witnessed blue jays doing, but these are the ones that I really love, and I hope that you got some enjoyment from watching them too. Of all the funny and cute things I showed, what was your favorite? And do you have any silly stories to tell of the jays or other birds that you've witnessed before? Comment below and let me know. As always, thanks a big bunch for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. And just one last thing before I go. Recently, I had a very talented artist, Melinda, do a watercolor painting of my sweet little buddy, Hermoso. This was the picture I sent her to go by. She did a phenomenal job. Even the owner of the framing shop that I brought the painting to get framed commented on how great of a detail Melinda was able to get using watercolor, which is pretty tricky. I am so very proud to hang this beautiful painting on my wall. Melinda has her own YouTube channel where she shows her painting techniques. The videos are very well done and lovely to watch. She also has her own website where she sells her art. She's a really nice lady and a pleasure to deal with. I will leave links down below to her channel and to her website for anyone interested. Please be sure to check her channel out. Thanks so much. Take care. Happy birding.